The galaxy was calm, almost too calm. Far beyond the outer planets, the alien armada moved like a river of metal and light. Hundreds of massive warships flew in perfect formation, their engines burning cold blue trails across the dark. Each ship was larger than anything humans had ever built. Each ship was deadly. On the alien flagship, Void Tyrant, the commander observed the sensors. His eyes scanned every blip and every shadow. The aliens had come searching for humans. They expected nothing. No threat, no surprise. And yet, the universe had one small secret waiting for them. A faint signal appeared on the edge of their sensors. Almost invisible. A tiny spike in the vastness of space. So small, most officers ignored it. "Commander," said a sharp-eyed officer, "we are detecting something. A minor anomaly, faint, unidentified." The commander did not move at first. Then he leaned closer to the screen. "Show me," he said quietly. The signal pulsed once. Then again, like a heartbeat. It moved slightly, as if aware of the ships observing it. The officers blinked at one another. This was not normal. "It cannot be," said one officer. "This is not a fleet. It's one source. And it's so small." The commander narrowed his eyes. "Humans?" The officer shrugged. "I do not know. But if it is only one ship. One tiny human ship." Laughter rippled across the bridge. Some aliens found it amusing. "A single ship?" One said. "It can't even carry a proper weapon. They will die before we reach them." But the commander did not laugh. He stared at the tiny signal moving across the sensors. It behaved strangely. It moved unpredictably, sometimes splitting, sometimes fading, sometimes appearing in multiple places at once. "It is too precise," the commander said, "and too controlled. Something is wrong." Back on the human ship, hidden far beyond any known patrol routes, Captain Elias Rook watched the aliens' reaction through intercepted sensor feeds. He said nothing. Not a word. His crew moved quietly around him, checking instruments, monitoring the alien fleet. "They notice it," whispered a young officer. Rook nodded once. "Let them wonder. Let them panic. Do not give anything away." The alien fleet was still confident. They moved forward in formation. Their weapons glowed with energy. Their shields hummed with power. Yet, for the first time, doubt entered their minds. "What is it doing?" An officer shouted. "It is moving in impossible patterns. It cannot be a human ship." The commander did not answer. He only watched the signal pulse once more. It seemed to flicker across space like a ghost. The entire armada began to shift slightly, adjusting to the impossible readings. On Earth, humans monitored from deep command stations. Their faces were calm. They did not panic. They did not raise alarms. The ship that caused this disturbance was small, hidden, and perfectly prepared. The young officer leaned over Rook's shoulder. "Sir, it's just one ship." "Can it really?" "Yes," Rook said quietly, eyes fixed on the alien formation on the screens. "One ship. One signal. That is all we need to make them falter." In the alien armada, small hesitations appeared. Formations wavered. Commanders shouted orders. Some ships fired at phantom signals. Sensors were confused by echoes of the human ship. Chaos spread quietly, almost like a virus, through the ranks of the aliens. And all the while, the human ship remained unseen, silent, waiting, watching. Captain Rook finally spoke to his crew. His voice was calm, but his words carried weight. "Do not act yet. Let them stumble in their fear. Let them believe the signal is a trick. When the time comes..." He paused, looking at the blinking pulse on the alien sensors. One strike will change everything. The aliens had no idea. One small human ship, one simple signal, had already started to throw the most powerful armada in the galaxy into chaos. And the war had not even begun. The alien armada tried to regroup. Ship shifted, engines flaring, trying to locate the mysterious signal. Hundreds of massive warships adjusted formation, but the signal moved again. It split, vanished, and reappeared in ways that made no sense. Every time they thought they had it, it was gone. On the Void Tyrant, the alien commander slammed his claw against the console. "Focus on the signal," he barked. "Trace it. Track it. Find the source." Officers scrambled. Sensors were overloaded. Multiple ships reported conflicting readings. The Armada wavered. Ships fired at phantom locations. Energy beams struck nothing. Missiles launched blindly, missing the signal entirely. "Commander, we can't lock on," one officer shouted. "It keeps moving. It appears everywhere and nowhere." The commander's eyes narrowed. "They are playing with us," he muttered. "Humans are tricking our sensors." But the truth was worse than a trick. The human ship was not just hiding. It was controlling the battlefield. Every pulse of the signal was designed to confuse, to mislead, to make the alien fleet fight shadows instead of the real target. Far from the alien fleet, Captain Elias Rook watched from the human ship. His crew monitored the chaos their signal had created. "They are panicking," one officer whispered. Rook nodded. "Good, let them overreact. Let them waste their energy." On the alien flagship, some officers began arguing. "Commander, we should split the fleet. 2 wings can flank it." "No, keep formation." "Your formation is failing. The signal is controlling them." Every order contradicted another. Communication broke down. Ships drifted slightly off course. Collisions almost occurred. Panic spread like a fire in the Armada's ranks. The alien commander realized something terrifying. This is not a normal human ship. It is more than a ship. It is strategy. On the human ship, Rook allowed himself a faint smile. One ship. One signal. That is all it takes. The alien fleet could not see him. They could not reach him. They could not even understand him. And the farther they chased phantom readings, the more confused they became. Every ship fired at nothing. Every sensor flashed false data. Every formation broke down a little more. From the outside, it looked like the alien armada was losing discipline. In reality, they were falling into a trap without a single human weapon fired yet. Captain Rook leaned back and spoke quietly. "They think they are in control," he said. "Let them think that. Because soon, they will learn they are not." Chaos had begun. The Armada was confused. And the humans were ready. The war had started silently. And the aliens didn't even know it. The alien Armada was still trying to regain order, but the signal had done its work. Ships fired at shadows. Missiles exploded in empty space. Energy beams lit the darkness, hitting nothing. Confidence was gone. Fear had begun to grow. Then, from deep in the void, the human ship's silent resolve made its move. One shot. That was all it took. The projectile launched silently, faster than anything the alien sensors could detect. No flare, no sound, no warning. It was a simple kinetic round, but it carried decades of human engineering and perfect timing. The flagship Void Tyrant was the first to feel it. Its forward hull split cleanly, shields bypassed, engines faltering. The officers screamed in shock. What is this?" An alien officer yelled. The projectile continued through the formation. It struck another ship in the wing. Then another. Each hit was precise, silent, unstoppable. Entire sections of the Armada froze, unable to react in time. On the human ship, Captain Elias Rook stood quietly at the bridge. His crew followed every reading, every strike. There was no celebration. Only focus. Targeting complete, one officer said. "Do not fire again," Rook replied. "One shot is all they need to understand." The alien fleet panicked. Formation broke down completely. Ships collided with each other, shields overloaded, engines failed. Communications were a mess. Orders contradicted one another. The Armada was no longer a fleet, it was chaos made visible. "Commander," one officer shouted, "we cannot control them. Our shields are failing." The commander's claws slammed against the console. "Stop the strike, stop it." But it was too late. The human weapon had already moved faster than thought. Sensors registered destruction in multiple locations at once, but alien systems could not process it. Every ship that had thought itself safe was now crippled or dead. The human ship remained untouched, silent, invisible. Waiting. Captain Rook finally spoke to the crew. "They will not attack Earth today," he said calmly. "They do not even know who they face." The first strike had ended in seconds, but the effect would last for hours. The alien Armada was crippled, demoralized, and confused. One human ship, one perfect shot, and the most powerful fleet in the galaxy had no answer. The war had begun. And already, the aliens were losing. The alien Armada was collapsing. Ships that had once moved in perfect formation now drifted apart. Engines flared uncontrollably. Shields flickered and died. Commanders shouted over broken channels, trying to coordinate, but no orders were followed. Chaos had spread through the entire fleet. On the flagship Void Tyrant, the alien commander stared at the screens in disbelief. How can one ship do this?" he demanded. "Our sensors are failing." An officer yelled. "We cannot locate it. It appears everywhere and nowhere." The aliens' confusion only grew. The signal from the human ship was not just hiding it, it was controlling the battlefield. Every pulse caused more errors, more misfires, more panic. Ships fired at empty space. Collisions were avoided only by luck. The human ship, Silent Resolve, remained invisible and calm. From its bridge, Captain Elias Rook monitored the alien fleet with precision. Every reaction, every misstep, had been calculated long before the Armada arrived. "They are losing themselves," Rook said quietly. "Let them continue." Across deep space, the signal pulsed again. This time, the alien ships thought they saw multiple human vessels. Some ships split formation to chase phantoms. Others overcompensated, firing blindly at false targets. The fleet's cohesion was gone. "Commander, we are failing," shouted one officer. "They are everywhere." The alien commander slammed his claw on the console, rage and fear mixing. "Impossible. It's only one ship. One tiny human vessel." "Yes, Commander," an officer replied. "But it is controlling the entire Armada. Every ship is reacting to it." On Silent Resolve, the young officer looked at Rook in awe. "Sir, it's just one ship. How can it do all this?" Rook's eyes remained fixed on the screens. "One ship. One signal. That is all it takes," he said. "Do not forget this, crew. Humans do not need fleets to win. We need precision. We need patience. And we never fight where we live." In the alien fleet, confusion had become total. Ships collided, broke apart, or fled. No one dared advance. No one dared attack. The humans had not fired a second shot. Not yet. Yet the Armada was already crippled. Every alien officer understood one terrifying truth. They were being defeated. without even knowing who was attacking. Chaos had become complete, and the human ship waited quietly, ready to strike again whenever needed. The galaxy would never forget this moment. One signal, one human, and an entire armada had been thrown into chaos. The alien armada was finished. Ships drifted aimlessly through space, crippled and confused. The once mighty formation had collapsed completely. Engines failed, shields flickered, weapons fired at nothing. The aliens had no idea where the attacks had come from or even how many ships were involved. On the human ship Silent Resolve, Captain Elias Rook watched the final sensor readings. Every strike had hit its target. Every reaction of the alien fleet had been predicted. Not one human life had been lost. Not a single shot wasted. A young officer spoke softly, awe in her voice. "Sir, it's done. One ship, one signal. And they're all gone." Rook nodded. "Yes," he said quietly. "One ship, one signal. And that is all humans ever need." The remaining alien ships tried to flee, jumping to hyperspace in disorder. Reports from their homeworlds would tell of failure, chaos, and fear. The humans had not fired unnecessarily. They had not fought near Earth. They had ended the fight far from home, where the Armada could be controlled, crushed, and studied. Commander Rook turned to his crew. "Record everything," he said. "Every reaction, every strike. Let the galaxy remember what humans can do." The young officer asked, "Sir, why not fire more? We could destroy every ship completely." Rook shook his head. "No, we do not fight to destroy without reason. We fight to end the fight." Across the galaxy, whispers began. Humans were no longer seen as weak or primitive. One small ship, with a single signal and precise strikes, had defeated an entire armada. The humans did not need to show their strength to make the galaxy fear them. They only needed to act once with perfection. The alien commanders who survived transmitted reports of confusion, destruction, and defeat. Their fleets had been thrown into chaos by a single human ship, and the galaxy would never forget it. From that day on, a simple truth spread across star systems. One human ship, one signal, one strike. The galaxy learned not to underestimate humanity. And in the quiet bridge of Silent Resolve, Captain Rook smiled faintly. "They came for us," he said. "They never even saw our home. And now they never will." The war was over, and humanity had already won silently, precisely, and completely.